Click here to subscribe our channel and do not forget to press the bell icon to get regular updates of our videos. Hello friends, good evening to all of you. So I am back with another video on Sociology optional subject for UPSC CSE means examination. In this video we are going to see religion and science, secularization, religious revivalism and fundamentalism under religion in modern society of religion and society. So friend, please do this share as much as possible so that more and more people will get benefited. Comment and like the video and ask any doubt if you have. And now you can also follow us on FB page, that is facebook.com/Unorthodox Academy. So friend, as you know that we are covering slot 6, that is religion, Western Indian. In this video we are going to cover religion in modern society under religion and society of paper 1. So first we considered the religion and science. So basically religion and science both deal with the two different aspects of human life, but there are some similarities and dissimilarities between religion and science. So first we consider the similarities between religion and science. The first thing is that both are committed towards human values and seek welfare of the mankind. Then religion and science are based on logic, which strives to interpret through cause and effect of every phenomena that take place in nature. Then both seek truth and explain what is good for the human being. Then both believe that their conclusion is right and cannot be denied. Then both seek universality in their interpretations. So now we consider the differences between religion and science. The first thing is that science deals with the worldly things, whereas religion does with otherworldly or abstract phenomena. Science seeks proof, whereas religion is based on belief. Then science believes the welfare of humanity in the worldly explorations, whereas religion in other worldly affairs. Religion controls nature through abstract ideas, whereas science controls through positive knowledge and tools. Then religion is subjective, whereas science is objective. Then science is a pro-changer of knowledge, and whereas religion is anti-change. So science and religion are usually considered as contradictory disciplines which are based on two different ethos of knowledge. But Richard Matthew in his book of Ethos of Science believes that religion is an ancient science. In the past, the so-called prophet, messenger, reformer observed and investigated their nature and came up with scientific theory as the suitable lifestyle. But as the time moved on, the scientific principle remained unamended with the change of nature, hence became orthodox and static. Still, most of the principle of religion is based on science and just need modification. For him, religion and science cannot be separated, but fundamentally both are different than each other, because largely one propagates denial of world for the peace of human being, whereas science sees progress and prosperity in the exploration of the world. Now we consider the second topic, that is secularization. The term secularism was first used by British writer George Jacob Hillock in 1851. The term was used as antonym of religion or was the substitute of irreligion, but later secular world stood for a form of knowledge and wisdom in which rationality was considered as superior than all form of religion. So basically it is a process in which religion loses its influence or significance from the multidimensional social sphere of life. During 19th century, this term became very popular and kept on changing with the time and context. Secularism is an ideology in which individual action and thoughts are not influenced, controlled and determined by the religion and is called secularism. Whereas secularization is a process of becoming secular. So the secularization started in Europe during 16th century. Till then, Europe was theocratic, that means religious society which was governed by religion and Roman Catholic Pope. In this century, a protest movement started against this exploitation of Pope. This movement led to a new culture known as spirit of logic, which later developed into a scientific, pragmatic and worldly outlook of the European society. Since industrialization, that means since 18th century, heterogeneity, scientific education, modern invention and economic orientation of the society slowly and gradually became a new culture, which led to the decreasing importance of religious values in the European society. The same values continued in the US because mostly Protestant followers migrated to this country who were secular or unreligious in their attitude and action. So the teams analyze the process of secularization on the foreground. The first ground is that the degree of religious activities and commitments in church and degree of participation in the community activities. Then the second one is the degree of influence or the power of church. And the third one is the individual attitude in social life like education, food habits, interpersonal relationship, occupation and etc. And the last one is the degree of acceptance of norms, values, ideas which is not approved by religion. So basically on these above mentioned criteria, Japan, Russia, France and Italy were found as the most secular societies, where around 10% of population accepted that religion plays important role in their life. It means around 90% of population teams found secular, whereas the least secular societies were Senegal, Indonesia, India, Pakistan, where more than 80% responded that religion is important in their life. Then in the American society, various norms, values, practices emerged which were not in conformation with the religious principles. For example, Richard Watergate studied the process of secularization in American society and found that merely 15 to 17% of youth visit church on Sunday. Marriage or relations are made on the basis of convenience and utility rather than religious morals. Then merely 2 to 3% American youths are aware about the philosophy of the Bible or testaments. Then merely 1 to 2% individuals consider religious principles while choosing their interpersonal relations or occupations. So the Watergate reached to the conclusion that American society is largely a secular society where religion is purely a personal phenomena and it plays least role in the individual social and economic life. Soon it has been realized that due to the deviation from the religion, society is moving in unwanted direction and hence religion should be brought back in one's life in America. With this view, W.C. Vandervan started the Evangelic Movement in US, in which through newspaper, video, radio, they started preaching the sermons of Bible so that under the influence of religion, moral and ethical side of the society can be improved. So secularization started from the Europe and spread to the other parts of world when almost the whole world became the colony of Europe. Science and secular outlook spread it to world through Europe, and the effect was obvious in the traditional religious societies like Turkey, Japan, etc. Turkey was the head of Islamic societies but became a secular society under Kamal Pasha. In India, socio-religious movements were largely pragmatic and modern in outlook. So as secularization became stronger, the reactionary movement also became stronger because they believed that a society deviated from religion is worth nothing, which gave birth to the religious fundamentalism and revivalism. Now we consider the last topic, that is religious fundamentalism and religious revivalism. So the religious fundamentalism refers to an ideology which is an extreme form of religious orthodoxy in which individual or society completely sticks to the fundamental principle of a religion and do not accept the natural principle of change with time. Their thoughts and practices are completely governed by the religious fundamental principle, and for them a particular theocratic phase is the best phase, and deviation from those principles are derogatory in nature and hence unacceptable to them. Whereas religious revivalism is an extreme form of religious fundamentalism in which individual or group tries to restore the lost glory of religion in the society. They not merely carry their religious principle in their life, rather forces or compels others to follow the religious principle in the word and spirit. So the religious fundamentalism is an organized form which was started in US when W.C. Vandervan realized that deviation from the religion is deteriorating the moral and ideal principle. Hence it is important for healthy society to understand and follow their religion. He initiated Evangelic Movement in which through radio, TV and other means of media he started practicing the principle of Bible so that society can carry the goodness of religion in their day-to-day life. He realized that deviation or the unawareness from the religion is the cause of divorce, abortion, pre and extramarital relation, drug abuse, alcoholism, etc. So in 1980s, Islamic revolution in Iran took place under the leadership of Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini. He realized that Iranian society has become more and more secular, which is the cause of various evil practiced in Iranian society. This movement was aimed at making Iran a pure Islamic society, and he succeeded in his effort. The success of Iranian movement inspired many other Muslim societies like Greece, Spain, Turkey, Egypt, etc., where the number of Muslims were considerably good, but this effort started creating problems where non-Muslim, especially Christians, were good in number. In 1991, with the help of US, Taliban successfully established its control over Afghanistan from the Russian dominance. Taliban vowed to make Afghanistan pure Islamic state, and they forced Sharia law in Afghanistan. Very soon Afghanistan became a breeding ground of Islamic fundamentalism, and fundamentalists from other societies like Chechnya, Fatah region of Pakistan, that is federally administrative tribal area of Pakistan, Indonesia, Sudan, Kashmir, etc. started their activities from Afghanistan, which created problems in the respective countries. In the early 1990s, an Islamic radical fundamentalist organization called Al-Qaeda emerged under the leadership of Osama bin Laden, who vowed to establish Islamic supremacy in the world and started giving patronage to all the fundamentalist movement active worldwide. The Al-Qaeda volunteers finally on 9/11 led to crash of World Trade Center in US, and more than 10,000 people had been killed. After 9/11, the gravity of religious fundamentalism has been realized, and under the leadership of US, NATO waged attacks against fundamentalist and allied groups and is still continuing. Other than Islamic fundamental, Christian fundamental and Hindu fundamental is also taking an organizational shape which is creating a problem in heterogeneous and secular societies. In India, organizations like Vishwa Hindu Parishad, Bajrang Dal, Ram Sena are some of the organizations which are fundamentals and directly or indirectly want to make India Hindu state. Religious fundamentalism is outdated ideology which is trying to revive itself in scientific, rational, pragmatic world. They believe that prosperity without purity of mind will create satanic society, hence religion is more important than the progress. This ideology is anti-change outlook which wants to check the pace of world and creating a communal tension, ethnocentrism, violence, intolerance around the world. So thank you guys for listening and watching this video. Thank you.